Mark Blask is the mayor of the city of Little Falls, and the future location of Hollywood way west, or way east, I should say, because a movie is going to be made in Little Falls real soon. Mayor, good morning. Thanks for coming on.
Good morning, Bill. Thanks for having me on. Yeah, I know you guys were spending some time talking about the Syracuse game.
Oh,
and it was just such a great feel in the Dome. It was kind of like a throwback game to Penn State or Nebraska, where there was just a buzz right from the beginning, and it was just a great atmosphere on Friday night. I mean, all the credit in the world to Dino Babers and what he's done so quickly here.
I like him. I just think he's, and you know, he just, there's a, do you know that he really predicted there's going to be a turnaround in this program? And it's coming in game 2 of this season. Now, that really hadn't happened, but you could just kind of feel it building. This is such a big I don't know where it goes. I mean, we're playing Miami this weekend, but I don't know.
Yeah, that schedule is brutal, absolutely.
It is a tough schedule.
Yeah, but this was no fluke. I mean, Clemson, normally when it's a 24, 25-point spread, something weird happens, right? There's a turnover, disparity, or something. I mean, Clemson didn't turn the ball over. They never led in the game. Syracuse just lined up with them for 4 quarters, and just it was just a fantastic game.
Yeah. We were not at the game. We were watching. I kept checking the score, and I had thought that Clemson went ahead 14-7, but it was actually Syracuse that took the lead 14-7. But what a great game back and forth.
We should have up 2 scores with that offensive pass ball that was sort of sketchy, and then they scoop and score and go the other way, and it was tied. But I really just want to talk about the atmosphere.
Yeah.
I mean, it was 43,000 people, and it was just buzzing from start to finish. It just really felt like the 80s, early 90s.
Yeah, that during that time when the Dome was packed, when it was, Coach Mack, and Babers reminds me a lot of a Coach Mack who's just energetic, and he's almost kid-like. He's almost I don't know. He's just I think he's a great inspiration, and he's really turned this program around.
Yeah, absolutely. And Syracuse is a fun team to watch. I mean, they play so fast.
Yeah.
I mean, they just go right to the line.
Yeah, the
6 or 7 seconds, and
this no huddle thing. And I got to tell you something. I like this Dungy. I think he's a good quarterback.
Yeah, and his stock is rising as well. There's a redshirt freshman who they've been really high on. So I don't even think there's going to be that much of a dip next year.
All right, quickly, this movie that's going to be filmed in Little Falls will be coming real soon, right? The production crew will be arriving just around the corner.
Yeah, in less than 2 weeks, actually.
Pretty wild.
We have another meeting with them at 11 o'clock today, but just in 2 weeks, the production crew will come, and then they'll start filming. All
right, Hollywood East. There you go. And it's funny, there was a story over the weekend about the governor's plan, what the governor's put together with this Hollywood facility out in Syracuse, and how the rent hasn't been paid, how they're saying that all of this money and taxpayer dollars was spent and no films are actually even being made out there. This is something that you kind of did on your own. How many millions did you spend to bring these guys in, Mark?
I think it was $12 in gas and tolls to go to Syracuse.
There you go. There you That's how you get it done. So congratulations on that, Mark. We appreciate your time.
All right. Enjoy yourself on Thursday.
All right. Yeah, it'll be a good time, I hope. Mark Blask, Mayor of Little Falls. Ron Moshier standing by from the Observer-Dispatch. Good morning, Ron.
Hey, good morning, Bill. Hey, can I mention 2 things about Little Falls and Mark Blask?
Yes.
Number one, Little Falls, when they said that there was going to be a movie made there, I think the perfect movie to make there is sort of a documentary on taking your kid and teaching him or her how to drive a standard ship on those hills.
Oh, you're right.
I think that would be perfect. And, live action. And Mark Blask, by the way, is the Herkimer High School boys basketball coach and the boys soccer coach at Little Falls. So he came back and got into coaching right away. So he is a big sports guy. So
well, staying with a little history there, his father Maynard, legendary coach from the Maynard Blask, legendary coach.
Oh my God, without a doubt, yes. So, Maynard at Herkimer too.
Yeah,
he was big into baseball and everything. He's a legend. He really is, Maynard was. So.
All right, so we're just talking about that Syracuse game Friday night. Who'd have thunk it, huh? This Syracuse team is looking competitive right now.
Well, he's talking about being there in the atmosphere. Well, our atmosphere Friday night with the redesign of the paper and early deadlines and all that, I'm taking texts from high school football games being played in Syracuse. I'm trying to coordinate, I don't know how many high school games at once. The Comets game right on deadline, SU right on deadline, and our deadline's supposed to be 10:15. I'm begging in a chat room on my computer, please hold off. At least we can get the score in the caption of the photo. Please. And we got it in at the last possible second, but the little TV behind me's on, and we're trying to, follow that, and it was just everything happening at once, and I wish I could have been there. I wish I could have just watched it on TV, but
that had to be
I watched maybe the last minute and a half.
That had to be a pretty intense newsroom on Friday night.
Oh, my God. Right now with Friday Night Football and the Comets and SU all at the same time.
Yeah,
the Yankees, which I knew we weren't going to beat deadline, they can play a 2-0 game and it still goes.
Oh my God! I know these games are going so long. It's so.
But everything happening at once. It's exciting. Believe me, the time flies by, but it's nerve-wracking. I'm getting gray hairs more gray hairs every Friday night.
All right,
but it keeps you busy.
Let's lay out the playoff scene here for high school football.
Well. AA, you got Proctor is in. They're going to have to go to Corcoran on Friday night. Corcoran's very, very good. I believe they're 6-1. Should be a good one though. Proctor had won 3 or 4 in a row, and then they ran into Cicero North Syracuse, who I think could beat some small college teams. They're a prohibitive favorite in AA. But Proctor lost their regular season finale to Cicero North Syracuse, but at least they don't have to face them right away again in the quarterfinals. Class B, you got DBS 6-1 and on a roll. Their only loss is to unbeaten and top seed Cazenovia, and I really think DBS has a shot. When they met during the regular season, DBS led that game at half. So,
wow.
And Notre Dame has finished the regular season 4 or 5 straight wins, and they're dangerous. I mean, Trajan Garrett is one of the best all-around athletes in the area at quarterback. He can run it, he can throw it, and I don't think anybody in Class B, including Cazenovia, wants to face Notre Dame right away. They got to go on the road to Marcellus, I believe, on Friday night, but I still think Notre Dame's a dangerous team in B. In C, there's 2 absolute powerhouses in Class C in Canastota and General Brown. Little Falls is in. They're going to have to go on the road, but, that would be a long shot. So look for Canastota and General Brown in Class C. And then in Class D, which I wrote about today, Dowsville, Sandy Creek, 2 traditional powerhouses meeting again in the quarterfinals. I had to keep going back through last night. It's been 7 straight years that one of those teams or both of them have been in the Class D final at the Carrier Dome. I think that's remarkable.
Yeah.
And, a couple of years ago, Dowsville beat them in one of the most exciting games I've ever seen, 26-25 in the Class D final. Last year, they met in the semifinals, and Dowsville steamrolled 66-20 on their way to the finals. And I'm sure Sandy Creek remembers that. And Sandy Creek's only losses this year are to 2 state-ranked teams, Bishop Ludden and Onondaga. And anytime you play a Sandy Creek team who has a guy named Benedict, this one's Joe Benedict. His brother was great, Jake, and now it's Joe Benedict. He's rushed for over 1,700 yards. He's got 23 touchdowns, and he's a big, tough, physical running back who actually finished second in the state in wrestling as a junior. So, Dowsville is at home, but they got to face Sandy Creek. And, there was no tiebreaker criteria with Dowsville and Bishop Ludden, 2 undefeated, league champions.
Yeah.
So they had to flip a coin to see who was. This is the way I understand it. They had to go to a coin flip, and so Dowsville got the 2 seed, Ludden got the 1 seed, and will host Waterville. And so if it was the other way around, the way I understand it, Waterville would have had to come to Dowsville. And a few weeks ago, that was an absolute blowout.
Yeah,
so
wow.
I'm sure Dowsville. They won't come out and say it, but I'm sure Dowsville would have rather played Waterville than Sandy Creek right away. But again, Sandy Creek got beat by them 66-20 last year, so we'll see. But Dowsville on a roll, and the other one in D, Bill, you got to mention nobody says this, but I'm calling it the Stone Road rivalry between Mount Markham and Sequoia, because like Lauren Weingard, the coach at Mount Markham, told me last night. He goes, "Hey, of course it's still a rivalry. It's a 7-minute drive, from West Winfield to Sequoia, and it's Markham at Sequoia on Friday night in the Class D quarterfinal. That should be a great one. Two teams who love to run the ball, two teams who have 1,000-yard rushers. Josh Douglas at Mount Markham and Garrett Evans at Sequoia. Should be a great one. And keep in mind, remember, Class A, they have one more week of the regular season, and it's unbeaten Indian River at Whitesboro Friday night in a regular season finale.
It's going to be big.
The way I read it, I think Whitesboro may have to win that to make the playoffs. So,
okay. All right, well, it's hard. I mean, it seems like just yesterday we were saying, the start of high school football season. Before you know it, we're going to be talking about playoffs, and here we are. It moves.
Yes,
it flies.
But it should be another wild Friday night at the office. But looking forward to it. There should be some great matchups.
All right, Ron Moshier from the OD. Read all about it. Utica Observer Dispatch, utica.od.com. Ron, thanks so much.